Hey everyone, just picked up a load out of Louisville, Kentucky, heading up to Michigan, near Detroit. Driving along the highway here, I thought it was brainstorming and kind of thought of something I wanted to talk about, tell you guys a little bit about my love for expediting and, kind of put it in a perspective that how I see it, and maybe change your perspective of expediting and trucking in general also. So I got my first driving job when I was about the age of 22, and when I say driving, I was just doing kind of courier deliveries, had a little hatchback car. I was delivering envelopes and boxes all over Dallas-Fort Worth, but at 22, I was like, man, this is the coolest job ever. People are gonna pay me to drive around, pick up an envelope, and take it somewhere else, and I get paid for it. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I had already loved driving all the time, but now I was gonna get paid for it. That's where I got my truck driving bug from. I was like, I'm only making $500 a week driving this little car doing deliveries. How much could I make if I was driving one of these big trucks, delivering big old pallets everywhere? So, I worked real hard at that courier company. I worked my way up to dispatch. I really wanted to work the dispatch part of it and really learn the logistics of what it took to get a package picked up and delivered, whether it was going across town or across the country. What were the ins and outs of getting a delivery done on supplies or whatever needed to get picked up and delivered. And during that time as dispatch, we had this one really, really important job. And what it was there was a place in Dallas that specialized in air filtration systems. And there was a hospital out in Phoenix, Arizona, that one of their ER rooms, the filtration system they used in there to keep the rooms clean, was down. It wasn't working, so that ER was inoperable. They couldn't use it. But there was a small kid who, he needed some sort of surgery, but all the ERs were booked up, and there was no way for him to get this surgery until they got that extra ER room fixed and the air filtration working properly. So this company needed us to get this filtration system picked up and taken to Phoenix as fast as possible. Well, with this courier company, we also did a lot of air freight, shipping small packages out through the airlines, getting them picked up in the big cities we send them to, using other courier companies, and getting it delivered to the final destination. And I got to be a part of that. Picking up this pallet, taking it to the DFW airport, putting it on an American Airlines cargo plane, and flying it there in a couple hours to Phoenix, and having a courier sitting at the airport waiting for that flight to land and get that that pallet picked up and delivered. And we got after we completed the job, we got a letter a couple days after that from the family of the kid that needed the surgery, and they were really, really thankful that we were able to make that happen for them. And that, the feeling I got from being part of something like that, I was like, this is the coolest job ever, man. I get to, who knows? We could have probably saved that kid's life, They made it sound like it was really important. So, had the whole office scrambling. We were tracking the flight every half hour, making sure, there were no delays. And, just being part of something like that really gave me my transportation bug. I was like, I want to do this the rest of my life, making deliveries happen that are important, and not all deliveries going to be like that. Most of the time it's, just some toilet paper, or, I look at it as just like toilet paper, but you know what? Somebody needs that toilet paper, I listen to trucking radio all the time, and I was listening to news reports the other day, and they were saying that you know, trucking accounts for over 70% of the products you use in your household today, you know. Even your house wouldn't be built if you didn't have trucks out here delivering, you know, supplies and wood and all that kind of stuff. And just being part of something that big really gives me like a gratification that, you know, I'm doing a job that's means something. It's helping others. And, you know, there's a lot of times we'll do a delivery, might be just some auto parts, and we're thinking nothing of it. We always do the fastest job we can and try to beat our delivery times. But when you get to a delivery dock and you're 5 hours early and they're really happy to see you, and they're telling you, you know, if you any later, their assembly line would have had to shut down for the night. They would have had to send people home, and since you made it there early, you know, work's going to go on for the night. And maybe those union guys did want the night off to still get paid, but, you know, I mean, just being part of that, you know, keeping things running, keeping America moving, our country moving, you know, is a real good, sense of gratification for us that, you know, we're doing a meaningful job. You know, our job means something. And so I want to tell you another story about when I used to work at this courier company. You know, we used to deliver these what was called dialysis machines. And we had this customer in Dallas. They warehoused a bunch of these home dialysis machines. And we got a call one night. It was about 11 o'clock at night. And apparently a kid in South Dallas who used this dialysis machine, his stopped working in the middle of his treatment, so he needed another one that night, like immediately, so he can finish his treatment for the night. So we had to get to the warehouse, pick up the dialysis machine, and get it down to this kid's house, you know, as fast as we could. We set it up for him, pick up the damaged machine, and take that back to the warehouse to get repaired. But you know, I think I've been lucky in getting these two deliveries that I've told you about. And it really gave me a perspective of how important sometimes the job we do, you know. And it really makes me look at all the deliveries like this. You know, I try to treat every single delivery I do as it's going to help save some kid's life, or, you know, this is some really important stuff that needs to get there as fast as possible. And, you know, the self-gratification you get, or at least we get from it, you know, it really makes the job worthwhile. Kind of same with the YouTube videos that we've started doing, you know. We've been doing this about 2-3 months now, and, you know, we get a lot of emails from people. We've talked to 1 or 2 people on the phone, and, you know, you guys letting us know that you like the videos, it motivates you, you know, gives you inspiration to wanting to do trucking, and, you know, we're help sharing some of the information that we have, you know, letting us know that you like it. It really wants us to make more and more and more. And we're, you know, me and Heather, we're constantly, whenever we're riding up front together, you know, we're talking about what should we do next, and, you know, all kinds of, we're always thinking of different kinds of videos and information that we've learned out on the road that we could share with you guys. So, you know, I just wanted to share those couple stories with you. You know, not all of these deliveries are that important, you know. Most of the time it's just get it there by next week kind of deliveries. And, you know, but as truck drivers, you know, we play a really important role in how our economy moves, and, you know, supplying America with, you know, goods they need to live normal lives, and, you know, or better lives. And, you know, this job is like no other to me. I mean, I could do tons of other jobs if I wanted to, but, you know, I love traveling. I love traveling with my wife. And, you know, the feeling I get when I make a delivery on time and I deliver something super important, or I deliver some supplies that somebody needs real bad, you know, it makes me feel good that, you know, I picked the right career. And, you know, I want you guys to know, you know, as truck drivers, we're in an important role of keeping our country moving forward, you know. So, hope I didn't ramble too much or it wasn't too corny. You know, if you got any cool stories of any cool deliveries you've done, you know, tell me about them down in the comments. I'd love to hear them, you know. And until then, I guess we'll see you guys in the next video.